Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a question I think many of you might have wondered. Why exactly is Google Workspace considered expensive? Our source material for this deep dive, it highlights this core dilemma right away. It points out there are loads of business email options out there, some at like 13 the cost. So the big question is, why would anyone, a user or a customer, actually choose Google Workspace? We're going to explore what our source seems to imply about the value proposition, the things that might actually justify that cost difference.
Exactly. And what's interesting, I think, is that our mission here isn't just about the price tag itself. It's more about synthesizing the insights from the material we have to really get at the underlying reasons why it's perceived as valuable in the market. We're sort of setting the stage to uncover the why. Why make that choice, even with the higher upfront costs?
Right. So our source, it's an excerpt from something called the XL Technologies podcast. And it just kicks us off with this really blunt question. It asks, why is Google Workspace expensive? In the market, there is so many business emails available, 13 cost. Why choose us Google Workspace as a user customer?
It definitely makes you stop and think about perceived value versus just the direct cost. But thankfully, as we look deeper into the full source material, it actually reveals some pretty compelling answers, stuff that goes way beyond just the monthly subscription fee.
Yeah, if you connect this to the bigger picture, what the source does is shine a light on several really critical areas where Google Workspace provides, well, undeniable value. And that helps explain why businesses often go for it, even with those cheaper alternatives around. It's clearly not just about the email function, is it?
No, not at all. It's the whole ecosystem.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. One of the very first things our source emphasizes is the power of integration. I mean, think about it. Gmail, Calendar, Docs, Sheets, Slides, Drive, Meet, they're all designed to just work together seamlessly. The source points out how this whole ecosystem boosts productivity in ways that, standalone tools just can't match. You can flip from an email to a shared doc, collaborate right there in real time, then maybe hop on a video call, all inside the same environment.
That's a huge point. And the source really highlights that this seamless integration, it isn't just a nice to have a convenience, it's framed as a productivity multiplier. When you actually consider the time saved, maybe from not constantly switching between different apps or the efficiency you gain from that real-time collaborative editing, those benefits, even if they're intangible at first glance, they add up fast. And for any business, efficiency translates directly to cost savings, doesn't it? Even if it's not immediately obvious on the monthly bill.
Totally. And it's not just integration for the day-to-day tasks either. The source also dives pretty deep into Google's enterprise-grade security and reliability.
Yeah.
That's another big one. It specifically mentions things like advanced phishing protection, robust data loss prevention, and also Google's, that impressive 99.9% uptime guarantee.
Yeah.
For any business, really, whether it's large or small, downtime means lost revenue. And data breaches, well, they can be catastrophic.
And this brings up a really important question for you listening at home. How much is that reliability actually worth to your business? Our source seems to indicate that the Google Workspace infrastructure, it's built for continuous operation. It provides a kind of peace of mind that, well, you often don't get with lower cost providers. They invest heavily, it says, in their security and their infrastructure. And that's a significant part of the value proposition. It's like a proactive defense, helping businesses avoid those really costly disruptions or security incidents down the line.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay. So beyond the day-to-day stuff and security, our source also explains benefits around scalability and IT management. It points out that Google Workspace is cloud native, which means you get automatic updates, there's no server maintenance for your business to worry about, and it scales pretty effortlessly, apparently, whether you've got, say, 5 employees or 5,000.
And that's often a hidden cost, isn't it, the management side? Our sources elaborate on how that cloud-native architecture offers advantages like, real-time collaboration, automatic updates, all things that minimize the IT overhead for businesses. That's a factor people often overlook when they're just comparing the initial subscription costs. Cheaper solutions might look appealing up front, sure, but if they need significant internal IT resources to manage them, update them, keep them secure, well, those hidden costs can eat up any savings pretty quickly. Google basically takes that burden off your shoulders.
Absolutely. And the source also touches on the constant innovation aspect and the broader ecosystem that comes with Google. They're always adding new features, leveraging AI, integrating with thousands of third-party apps through their marketplace. Plus, it mentions there's a whole network of authorized Google partners, like Excel Technologies was mentioned, who provide support worldwide.
Which suggests that when you choose Google Workspace, you're not just buying software in that moment. You're kind of buying into a platform that's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And it's backed by a global tech leader. So the value isn't static, right? It grows as Google keeps doing its research and development. This level of continuous improvement and support, that's often a luxury that the significantly cheaper alternatives just can't afford to offer.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean? We've really delved into that specific query from our source material. The one asking, why choose Google Workspace when there are options that are a third of the cost? And our deep dive into what the source actually says has shown us that the why, well, it seems to lie in a really comprehensive value proposition. It covers that seamless integration, the robust security and reliability, effortless scalability, easier IT management, and this constantly innovating ecosystem with strong support. It really seems to be about looking beyond just the sticker price to the total value over time.
Yeah, and if we connect that to the bigger picture, it raises an important question for you, the listener. How do you truly weigh the costs versus the, let's say, comprehensive value of these essential tools? Especially when options that seem cheaper exist. It sort of pushes us all to consider those intangible benefits, maybe the long-term advantages like efficiency or reduced risk or even future-proofing, the kinds of things that might lead someone to choose a higher-priced solution.
Definitely something to think about. And just to share exactly what was mentioned in our source, for anyone interested specifically in Google products and services, it states you can contact Excel Technologies. They're described as an authorized Google partner providing services worldwide. And their website is listed as www.exceltechglobal.com.